Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we have a little bit of work to do. I would like to address our market access issues. We've got some unproductive trade routes that we can simply get rid of here. There we go. And we've also got some expensive military goods and some insufficient taxation capacity, including substantially in Silesia and a little bit in Westphalia. Okay, let's get zoomed in here a little bit, and let's take a quick look at Westphalia here. So our taxation capacity, we need 30 more. Okay, so how much are we getting per government administration? 30. So realistically, we should build about 2 in Westphalia. So we'll build 1 and 2. There we go. And then in Silesia, we need what? A total of at least 3? So we should really build 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. Beautiful. Now, as far as our market access is going, we should take a quick look at that, make sure that that's all looking good. I mean, Pomerania is what it is. We could use one in Rhineland, I think, and one in Bavaria. But otherwise, that looks decent. Pomerania, I mean, the issue with Pomerania is simply there are not enough people. That's the primary issue there. Yeah, we need more workers in our railway in Pomerania. So that'll be fine. We can also look at expensive government goods, which would include paper clippers and telephones. Now, we also have expensive radios, so I'm wondering what is the profitability right now of electrics? It is negative. Okay. Noted. Ammunition, artillery, tanks, and aeroplanes. So War Machine Industries, it's actually positive for War Machine Industries. I'm going to build approximately 30. There we go. We'll get those going. And we needed artillery and ammunition as well. Opium and oil is what it is. There's nothing we can do about that. But ammunition is, of course, munition plants. And we can build about 30 of those as well. Pomerania is maybe not the place for that. Oh, this is going to be tedious. Okay. This is not the way to do this either. Sure. Good to know. Good to know. You can get at it this way, but it's one stack at a time. And yeah, we don't want to build that in Pomerania. Anhalt? Maybe. Okay, cool. So that's underway. And the other thing was artillery. So arms industries. Yes. Okay. That looks decent. We'll build in Bavaria, in Rhineland, and in Franconia, I guess. Sure. That said, it looks like economies of scale would do some pretty good work here. I'm not actually going to build these arms industries where I queued those up. So we're going to get those all canceled. Okay, I canceled a munitions plant. I believe in Hesse. Let's check that. Yes. Okay, let's get that done. So I'm thinking that it's economies of scale here because if you look, Brandenburg is definitely the best place to build these. So I think that we just need to ramp these up to about 20. So something kind of like that. That's a lot of arms industries, to be clear. But we'll get that underway, and we can see we're running a deficit. This is unsurprising. We'll just let that go for the time being. Checking in on our budget. Yeah, we've got room to make some changes here. Hang on. This just skyrocketed more than expected. Okay, it's pretty much just the construction goods. Okay, and to be clear, that's also part of the reason why steel and wood is so expensive right now, is our construction. We consume steel. Okay, it doesn't actually consume wood anymore. It used to consume wood, but that has changed. Noted. Okay. So we're going to get these finished up. Yes, we're running a giant deficit at this exact moment. Okay, Scandinavia has started to improve relations with us. An interesting choice, to be sure. And we have an election in 122 days. So the Free-Minded People's Party is absolutely winning that right now, but they do have negative momentum, which is intriguing. We'll see what they end up actually doing there. And our current legitimacy is not really worth changing. So we'll keep an eye on that. 56 is the best legitimacy that we can do. Oh, by bringing the evangelicals in. Right. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring in the evangelicals for now. That'll get us a little bit of extra legitimacy anyway. Cool. So this construction is going to bankrupt us relatively swiftly. But I think we should be okay. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. We just need to get a bunch of this construction completed, but it's going to be fairly slow. A lot of these are very, very slow constructors. So we do have currently 4.21 million unemployed. That's a lot. Market access at Brandenburg is 100%. Okay, market access is broadly increasing across the board. And that is what we want to see. So we have an artillery, dye, rubber, oil, sugar, opium, radios, and telephones input goods shortage. I didn't actually expect to run into sugar input goods shortages. Oh wow, we're selling almost no sugar from our rye farms. Are our rye farms unemployed? Let's see, that's wheat farms. Yeah, so we just don't have people working in our rye farms, broadly speaking. Okay. So that's exciting, to be sure. We're spending so much on welfare right now. We need to figure out a way to get people to work. So, an option. An option would be to go into our urban centers. Switch to public motor carriages. Yes, that will reduce our labor employment. So, I mean, that would boost the price of transportation, which would probably end up being good. We are running electric streetlights right now, which does give us more employment here. But we could switch down to arcades. And it looks like that would give us clerks and shopkeepers, but it wouldn't give us additional employment. It would stop consuming as much wood, but it would consume a lot more glass and steel. We've already got a problem with glass, so maybe now is not the time for that. I do think it's weird that this would employ 1.12 million fewer laborers. But we can give it a go. And then switching to our arcades pretty much means that our urban centers are going to collapse right now because of the price of glass. So that's not really viable. So we chill at market stalls for the time being. We should definitely be auto-expanding our munitions plants. Cool. And our war machines. There we go. And our... Well, none of these can be expanded, so I guess that makes sense. I sure wish they could. That would be nice. But alas, they cannot. Okay, so we're going to proceed here. And the question is... 4.51 million? Yeah, I'm not shocked about that. We need to get more people employed. The question is... where aren't they employed? So we can see there's 285k in North German Saxony. In Brandenburg, there is... let's see here. Where were we seeing that unemployment at? Oh, here we go. 572k. Okay, noted. So it seems to be just pretty broadly spread around, pretty evenly, in terms of our population density, I think. Okay, so we could consider working on glass. That is something we could definitely do. Glass and steel. The price of steel would end up dropping somewhat from this, but glass is definitely the thing I'm more concerned about. Yes, I think that we should definitely work on glass here. What type of workers does this take? Laborers, shopkeepers, engineers, machinists, and capitalists, but mostly laborers. That's not bad. We, of course, don't really have a problem with getting laborers, so I think that's okay. We should definitely consider expanding our glassworks broadly. So we'll take this and get these all to multiples of 5 for right now, but we're probably going to build a lot more later on. Let's check in on our market access. Okay. I would love to get more oil. Nothing really going on there. Radios. Yeah. Unfortunately, electrics are just not very profitable at this moment, and we should look into why. So let's hop into here and take a look at our electrics industries. What do they consume? Rubber, iron, electricity, tools, and lead. Electricity might be a little expensive right now. We haven't expanded that in a while. And these trade routes are currently inactive, which is sad. Okay, so what is our current status of electricity? So electricity is plus 10.9%. It's not too bad. Okay, so what else is going on here? Iron, electricity, tools, and lead. Interesting. So there's not too much that should be causing that, other than... I mean, there is some profitability here, I suppose, but we'll just let that tick on forward. I think it's okay. So we need to work on getting these constructed, for sure. We're going to be running out of cash eventually, and we may want to consider going up to medium taxes for right now. We don't have an issue with dropping out of contested government now that we've added the evangelicals back in, right? So that seems to be fine. This is the most legitimate government that we can get at the moment. So that seems good. We're just going to continue to build away here. That's excellent. And our taxation capacities should improve dramatically over the next little bit here. In fact, yeah. That should be mostly it done, as those get employed, anyway. Okay, so we see our unemployed is currently at 5.05 million. And I do definitely want to work on glass next. I want to get that dealt with. Okay, that peace treaty is fine. No problem there. So we're just going to work our way through all of these constructions here. And those will be finishing up slowly over time. But we're definitely getting choked out by our unemployment right now. It's just continuing to creep up. We gotta deal with that. We're getting a lot of construction done, no doubt about that. Checking in on market access here. Pomerania is up to 98%. That's pretty good. Silesia is currently dropping. So we do need to deal with Silesia. We'll get a railway queued there. And Württemberg as well is at 35% right now. That... Is it Hohenzollern that's at 35%? Yeah, it's Hohenzollern. Okay, never mind. Ignore this. We're going to cancel that expansion. Cool. Okay, the Free-Minded People's Party won with 61% of the vote. So we have an unacceptable government here, and there is no way to get an acceptable government. Yeah. Yikes. Yikes indeed. We could try to enact a parliamentary republic again. Let's go. Okay. It's gonna be interesting. Gonna be real interesting. We're going to try to get that going, but we are just unacceptable right now, and there's not really a great way around that. So we're just going to have radicals ticking up just passively, which is very, very sad. But it is what it is. So we're just going to tick on forward, hope that we get that parliamentary republic. That would help a lot with our legitimacy if we were able to do that. We've just not been able to get the parliamentary republic going just yet. How are we doing on that unemployment? 5.46 million. Okay. And our munitions plants are expanding here. Cool. 5.48 million. So yeah, our unemployment is still skyrocketing. Our population is going up as well, of course. But the main problem here is that unemployment is just killing us with welfare payments. So we may end up having to back off of our Social Security. It's a possibility. If we can't get these people to work. Because yikes. That's getting very expensive very quickly. Okay, so we just finished up a good chunk of this, right? That's good. Our balance is currently positive, excluding our temporary income and expenses. Let's check in on our expensive goods. Glass is no longer expensive. Okay, we can always back off on our military spending. And I believe that that is probably what needs to happen here. So we're going to back off on our military. That saves us a good amount of money. There we go. Problem solved there. At least for the time being. Oh, okay, sure. We'll enter a trade agreement. Cool. So, input goods shortages. Telephones. So we no longer have an issue with radios, because we backed off on that. But telephones, for sure. Rubber and sugar. Okay, so an import route of rubber wouldn't be bad. There's not a lot that we can get here. But we can grab these. There we go. And let's just take a quick look. There's no agriculture to build, no resources to build. And I want to check over this way. We can actually build a port in Friesland. Let's get all those built. That will be infrastructure, so that'll help the market access in Friesland. But more importantly, that will produce clippers. So that'll be good for our trade. Okay. So that is all being constructed for the moment. Other shortages. I mean, we've got that sugar input goods shortage, but we're just having such a hard time getting people to actually work in our buildings. Like, we've got 410,000 people here that's unemployed. And we need 200,000 people in our rye farms here. Indeed. So I'm just wondering if this is primarily due to, I think it's the cash reserves, to be honest. Yeah, so we can see that there's a weekly balance of minus 7.49k. It all comes down to wages. Our wages, and the reason that this is happening is because prices on goods in the game are capped. So as the wages go up, the prices can't go up beyond a certain point. So if we go into our market here, we can look at our market price of these things. For example, it all caps at plus 75% of the market price. So that means that the goods can never get more expensive than 52.5 for liquor or 122 for telephones. And if it's not profitable at this price, then we just have to cut wages. But we kind of can't just directly cut wages. Like, that's not something we can do. So what else can we do about this? We can subsidize things. And would that end up being good? Maybe. Let's subsidize our rye farms and see what happens. So we dip negative there. I'm not shocked about that. But that's what it comes down to, I think. A defensive pact with Sardinia Piedmont? No thanks. I'm not interested in that. So yeah, the rye farms are currently being subsidized to the tune of a lot. And if we come in here, we take a look at that. So subsidies here. 1.15 million from railways, 1.13 million from rye farms. So that's certainly a lot. No doubt about that. But if we look at our actual rye farms out here in, say, Westphalia, now it is actually being employed. So it comes down to the wages and the price cap. The way that the game works, there's a price cap on goods. Increasing wages will increase your standard of living, but you get to a point where goods cannot get more expensive. So wages can rise, but the price of goods doesn't, which is a little bit wild to me. That's strange. But that's what it's coming down to, is people just, our businesses can't afford to hire people because wages are too high. We physically can't change the wages. Like, we can't go down to regulatory bodies. Well, we are already enacting parliamentary republic, but I don't think that we can actually do this if we weren't. Maybe. Dropping our wages would be a big way to go, though. I guess the Workplace Safety Office is giving minimum wage. We could consider dropping this back down. That takes a long time. We'll get started on that and start dropping our wages. That's not going to be popular, for the record, but at a certain point, it doesn't matter. We have to handle this unemployment issue. If we get that handled, we're in such a strong economic position. We're just not yet able to handle that. So that's what we're going to work on here, is dropping our wages via the institution. We'll arrive here in 47 weeks. But yeah, that minimum wage going up, with the way that prices are implemented in the game, that makes things very complicated. I don't think I love that. Like, that models inflation very poorly. Echoes of revolutions, huh? Okay. The intelligentsia are being jerks, but that's fine. That's to be expected. No problem whatsoever there. And what are we short on right now? Oil, to be expected. Telephones, sure. Clippers, surprising. Hardwood, rubber, sugar, yeah. We're currently running a unhealthy economy. That's unsurprising. And we can get rid of those trade routes. Sure. What is this? Diplomatic play in Rhine. Communist Austria versus Austria? This isn't real Austria. This is some sort of a fake Austria. Uh-huh. Now that's interesting. That's very interesting. I'm wondering here, do they have any resources we want? Logging camps, coal mines, iron mines. I mean, those are decent resources. I'm thinking about attacking them, and maybe Luxembourg too. If we did that, we'd want to ramp up our military first. So let's go ahead and declare neutrality here for now. Brittany is leaning Austria, huh? Okay. We'll keep an eye on that situation. That'll be fine for the moment. So we're lowering our minimum wage because with those price caps, we just can't have this minimum wage where it's at. It is unfortunate and not very realistic, in my opinion. I think that the price caps make that very, very strange. For sure. Because inflation should very much be modeled in this game, in my opinion. But regardless, it is not, and here we are. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to really start hammering on this unemployment issue. I think we're at the root of the problem now, and it'll be no problem from here on out. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, James, Shadowwolf, MLohan80, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Unisil, Kadra, Rogue Corvid, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.